Louis Vuitton is a very well-known name to every bag lover. It's probably your favorite brand. The name, which established itself among the posh brands, actually has a tragic story behind its glory. This is the story of the man behind this big brand who once didn't even have a roof to be sheltered. Hello guys, welcome to the channel. In this video today, we will talk about the story of a homeless boy who invented Louis Vuitton. But before we start, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon to get more videos like this. So let's take a look at his life and how it all began. Louis Vuitton is a division of LVMH. Leather goods, handbags, trunks, shoes, watches, jewelry, and accessories are among its offerings. Most of these have the LV monogram on them. With profit margins that are close to 40%, it is one of the most lucrative brands in the entire globe. Louis Vuitton, which was founded out of an insatiable hunger for discovery, upholds the ideals of savoir-faire, inventiveness, and innovation set out by its creator. Louis Vuitton develops cutting-edge designs, materials, and ergonomics tailored to the unique requirements of the journey and the travelers as new forms of transportation emerge, gaining fresh knowledge in an expanding range of industries. The brand continues to go with its clients wherever they wish to go to explore uncharted lands, because it has always been a trailblazer and is not scared of far-off horizons. Its beginnings can be traced to a homeless adolescent who could only dream of prosperity in the 19th century. He performed jobs with craftsmen and artisans to survive. However, he was barely making any money, but learning priceless skills that helped him invent modern luggage and establish a billion-dollar enterprise. Louis Vuitton was born and raised in Achet, France in the 19th century. He was the son of a farmer and a hat maker. France was still recuperating from the Napoleonic Wars at the time, and many farmers, including the Vuitton family, faced bankruptcy. Louis, having no option, was forced by his destiny to work on the family farm from an early age. From nightfall to dawn, he cultivated and gathered crops, reared the animals, and stacked firewood. Louis's mother, Xavier Vuitton, passed away when he reached 10 in 1831, and shortly after, his father, Corinne Gaillard, remarried, making things much more challenging. Louis ultimately decided that enough was enough because his stepmother was so evil and horrible to be around. When Louis reached the age of 13 in 1835, he silently left the farm and traveled to Paris without any food or money. Thankfully, Louis was able to work with artisans and craftspeople who showed him how to work with metal, stones, fabrics, and wood. He was yet penniless, which led to his homelessness. He frequently dozed off in the woods with nothing but a cloak. A 16-year-old Louis Vuitton came to Paris on foot and began serving as Monsieur Maréchal's apprentice in 1837. The main vehicles of transportation at the time were horse-drawn carriages, ships, and railways, and luggage handling was difficult. Craftsmen were hired by travelers to pack and safeguard their specific items. The first railway line had only recently been built, making travel easier and the economy booming. Craftsmen took advantage of this by creating custom boxes for aristocrats. They required boxes that could fit and sustain long lengths because they frequently traveled with paintings, musical instruments, and furnishings. At Monsieur Maréchal's Parisian atelier, Louis Vuitton soon established himself as a respected craftsman. These were the beginnings of his career in an artisanal industry that required skills to create custom boxes and later trunks in accordance with clients' requests. This was the basis of his highly specialized trade. Before establishing his own studio at 4 Rue Neuve de Capucine next to the Place Vendôme, Louis Vuitton remained there for 17 years. He was more in demand after working for the Empress for a year and started his first store, where he developed fresh concepts for his new products that altered the industry norm. Traditional boxes from the era were rectangular in shape and made of leather, which made the work easier to load. Additionally, they required assistance with packing their possessions in a manner that would prevent them from breaking. Louis tried to find work in a trade because he had some of the skills and was fortunate enough to get hired as an apprentice. Although he did not make much money, his willingness to study paid dividends in other ways. He eventually rose to the top of Maréchal's clientele, and Eugénie de Montijo, the Empress of France, hired him as her personal box maker. Travelers in the 1900s carried all of their necessities in flat trunks and wardrobes, which regrettably frequently attracted thieves. Louis Vuitton, a master trunk manufacturer, wanted to help his customers safeguard their items within their travel accessories. A single lock system with 2 spring buckles was adopted in 1886 by Father Louis and son George. After years of research and development, George patented this groundbreaking method. Harry Houdini, the legendary American escape artist, was challenged by George to break free from a Vuitton box and lock it in a public newspaper because his method was so successful. Although Houdini couldn't handle the challenge, the lock's efficiency was undeniable. Today, people still use it. The business took part in the Paris World's Fair in 1857. Vuitton modified the Trianon design to a beige and brown striped design in 1876 to prevent anyone from copying his style. The business established its initial location on Oxford Street in London by 1885. In 1888, Vuitton produced the damier canvas design bearing the marking Marque L. Vuitton Déposé, which translates to L. Vuitton Registered Trademark, in response to the continued duplication of his style. And with constant focus and hard work, Louis Vuitton achieved early success. His atelier at Asnières was eventually opened as a result in 1859. With 20 workers when it first opened, the workshop was located just northeast of Paris's center. There were a little over 100 people in 1900 and 225 in 1914. Since then, LV has expanded into watches, jewelry, and sunglasses, in addition to continuing to release iconic handbags. At the time, handbags were beginning to be seen as a luxury item and were highly valued by society. Most of their items must be assembled in 300 stages, and the craftsmen must undergo a 2-year training program to maintain their quality. When Louis Vuitton passed away in 1892, his son George took over as CEO. Later, to commemorate its 100th anniversary, the business worked with designers including Vivienne Westwood, Manolo Blahnik, and Isaac Mizrahi to manufacture handbags with its monogram. Marc Jacobs served as the brand's design director and changed it by launching its ready-to-wear, high-quality designs in association with well-known, high-profile artists like Takashi Murakami and Steven Sprouse. Louis Vuitton, which was established in Paris in 1854, continues the bold ambition of its namesake. Louis Vuitton and his successors brought several inventions, including the flat-top trunk, lightweight canvas, trademark patterns, and the tumbler lock, from their beginnings as master trunk makers, creating boxes used to transport both commonplace goods and large wardrobes. Louis Vuitton's legacy today is exemplified by its rigorous innovation spirit, the audacity of its designs, and an unyielding quest for excellence. In the current scenario, Louis Vuitton continues to express its adventurous spirit by honing its expertise in an increasing number of linked crafts, constantly driven by an unquenchable ambition to accomplish the unexpected. The brand, which is most known for its damier and monogram canvases, also produces leather goods in a variety of finishes, like the legendary Epi, and ever-sophisticated leathers and models like the classic Capucine bag. With the introduction of fashion collections for men and women, currently led by artistic director Nicolas Guesquière, Louis Vuitton reunited with its founder's expertise as a wardrobe packer. After his father's passing, Georges Vuitton launched an initiative to expand the business globally and displayed the company's goods at the Chicago World's Fair in 1893. The business introduced its iconic monogram canvas in 1896 and obtained global patents for it. The LV monogram and other graphic elements, like quatrefoils and flowers, were inspired by the late Victorian-era fashion for employing Japanese and Oriental patterns. It is worth mentioning that LV is currently the top luxury brand in the world, and it is valued at over $30 billion. This is how the homeless youngster transformed the industry and laid the groundwork for a multi-billion-dollar empire. What do you think of the journey of Mr. LV? We would love to know your thoughts. Tell us in the comments section below. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more amazing business biographies, and we'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace. Until then.